Hello and welcome to another update video. I haven't published a video on this channel for a while, but that is really because I'm focusing mainly on the more crypto online channel at the moment. However, I'd like to take the opportunity to publish a quick video TA for VARTA because someone has asked me for it. Basically, I promised it to someone. So just going to give you a quick overview here of the VARTA chart. And looking at the long-term picture here, we can see that VARTA, based on the Elliott wave analysis as well, formed 2-1-2 setups. That is a valid way of looking at it, that we came all the way up here from the beginning in a large wave 1, all the way up to November 29, when we then started a downtrend in a wave 2, quite a sharp decline, makes it quite likely that this was a wave 2. And then we moved up in another wave 1. And this is very likely because we came down in another wave 2. So we came down too steep basically for it to be anything else. First of all, for this to be a wave 3, it didn't really come high enough. Well, it could have been, but it didn't come high enough. And the most important thing, now in this move down, we're coming down actually a bit too much. So that makes it quite likely it is a wave 1-2 setup, based on which we could expect a wave 3 next, ideally. This is what young stocks are doing. They form foundations for the future, which these 1-2 setups are. They are just very important. So looking at this, we can see that the all-time high was here around $180. Make that a bit larger and draw the fibs a bit more accurately. Then we can see that just above $180 was the all-time high. And since the all-time high, VARTA has started to come down in an A, B, C correction. So I'm just going to take that out, otherwise it might get confusing. But an A, B, C correction within a wave 2. A wave 2 of such a young asset would normally end in the region, well, between the 61.8 and the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement level. Now we are already below the 78.6% Fib level. That is why I've highlighted here the target area, not necessarily target area, but possible turnaround area, where with a very high likelihood we could expect this overall correction to be finished. On top of that, if we zoom in now, we can see that we had a strong reaction to that 88.7% Fib level. Well, we didn't quite get there, but nearly. So we had a strong reaction to the target area. We've since then come out of it. And it is now possible to count this as a 5-wave impulse. And that is always the bullish reaction we want to see, especially to such a target area like this or turnaround area. If we get into an area like that, where we have a highly likely turnaround space or point, we then move up in an impulsive move up. And then next would be expected an ABC correction down, and then see a bullish reaction, then it's very likely the overall downtrend is over. So where we are at the moment, we have really come into this area between the 88.7 and the 78.6% Fib level. And the price levels for that are $65 and $79. And in here we have now seen a strong reaction, and we can count an impulse as a result. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we would now expect next is an ABC down, and we've already started a downtrend here, a short-term downtrend, which is good to see because it would fulfill my expectation that we are seeing here an ABC. So what needs to happen now is a retracement of this possible first wave 1. So this first 5-wave move up can also be counted as a wave 1. Now, what we now have to expect is a move down, possibly into the region. Let's draw that here. Possibly into the region here again between the 50% Fib retracement at 78.50 and, well, all the way down to the 88.7, so $70.42. We will know more as soon as we have the wave A finished, and then if we see a move up in a wave B and make a lower high, it is possible to calculate the wave C target more accurately. But this is what we can expect between the 88.7% Fib level and the 50% actually on such a low time frame. Okay, and then if we then see a bullish reaction afterwards, it could really be a good indicator that this overall downtrend is over. But at the moment there is no confirmation yet. So it is currently likely, or at least possible, that the downtrend is over. This reaction to the target area and the first impulse make it actually quite likely, but we don't really have confirmation. Confirmation would be obtained if we now make a higher low in an ABC correction, then a bullish candle, for example. And on top of that, ideally you would see a breakout above this yellow line here. What is the yellow line? It is the, you can see that here, 200-week moving average. That seems to be playing a role here. But also very important, if we add or change this to the 50-day moving average, you can see that VARTA has currently dropped just briefly below the 50-day moving average again. And a move above that would also be required to confirm a breakout to the upside. And in addition to that, also we want to move above those previous swing highs. So the most relevant swing high that we can see here is around $100. This one here. $100 level would also be the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level, the way I draw the fibs here. So it's a very, very relevant level. And from here, a breakout above that level, which was also historical support, would, in my opinion, confirm further uptrend, in addition to all the other confirmation signals, that we get. The question is always, how much confirmation do you want? For me, it would already be a good confirmation if we see that first corrective wave down now and making a higher low, because it has retraced already quite a lot. Yeah, and this is what you would expect in a wave 2. Now, this whole scenario would be invalidated below $50.86. So if we drop below that level, then we have to draw the fibs from, well, I think actually then we have to draw the fibs from 0, because then we need to go to the higher level wave count, which would suggest that everything that we have seen so far was only, whoops, 1 second, was only a wave 1. Yeah, and we get to slightly different results. That would unlock prices in the next instance down to $38.86, and in the worst case to $20.52. But I have no reason to believe that this is going to become the primary expectation, and therefore my view is this one, that we are really here in a possible turnaround space, in which we could still, in the worst case, drop down to $50.86, but ideally we don't want to drop below $65.62 anymore, not below the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement level. Yeah, because if we drop below that level, then it would invalidate this first impulse up. That can give us a bit of hope here at the moment. So overall, starting to look interesting here for VARTA. Price targets based on what VARTA has done so far for the next wave up, which should be a wave 3 here in pink, however you want to call that color, would be at least the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level, around $280. So more accurately here, $287. That is sort of a longer term target. Yeah, as soon as VARTA is entering that wave 3 and makes a new all-time high, we can expect the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level. What is very important for sort of longer term confirmation is, of course, here the $100 level. Then we have an important resistance level at $131.64, that swing high here, and a really, really significant level, but then we're already nearly at the all-time high level, is the $166.26 level. That major swing high, that is the wave B high. Unfortunately, until we get above that level, there is still downside potential in the chart. So really the downtrend cannot officially be called over until we break the wave B high. That is unfortunately the nature of this chart. But I think as soon as we see an impulsive move up, we can certainly expect here further increases. And bear in mind, the next larger wave up, also that wave 3 that we're going to see to the upside, is not going to be done in just one straight line. There will be ups and downs, it will get a bit messy, and so on. So looking on the daily chart here, what we can actually see, we can still see here a long signal actually on the ADX, which is rather bullish, which would confirm that we have the potential to do a breakout here. However, they're getting closer together, those lines, so it needs to be closely observed. The RSI is currently here above 50, indicating bullish momentum, but it also needs to be observed because ideally it doesn't drop below 50. If it finds support at 50 now, we'll move up from here, would be bullish. The MACD is also in the bullish range, but also turning down. So we just need to observe these. They are sort of, I would say, giving a bit mixed messages here on the daily chart. The weekly, also here, just a bullish crossover on the MACD, which would indicate longer term upside potential. It would certainly support longer term upside. Also here, the MACD line is very, very low. That is good to see because it would indicate that we have a lot of room to grow now from where we currently are. We can see that VARTA on the weekly was massively oversold. I mean, it wasn't really below 30, but I think it was never as oversold as it has been here very recently. Strong indicator that we should go up from here really. But it needs to, so it has a lot of room to grow, I can tell you that, and it would support a wave 3 in my opinion, which doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it has the room to support it, and that is all the indicators can tell us. And here, I mean, this still gives us a short signal, so we are far away from confirmation on the ADX, but the RSI gives me a good feeling here that, and also the MACD, that higher prices can be supported. Yeah, which would be difficult if the MACD was too high or the RSI, but they are not. So yeah, I think we need to wait here for confirmation now. It will be interesting what the next week or weeks are bringing. What we need to see ideally here, and that is really what I'm paying attention to, is this ABC pattern here. If this is going to play out, we can already see here a bit of a green, a bullish reaction here. Very, very small though. We are only on the 1 hour chart here. But if this is going to play out possibly as a wave B, then we are able to calculate the wave C target, and that would then be the first end of the ABC correction here from where we could start to the upside. So a bit more patience, but it's on a good way. Hopefully you like the update. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.